Noodles, the Sens and Habs are both coming off resurgent seasons. Ottawa 97 points en route to their first playoff appearance since 2017. Montreal 91 points, a 15-point jump from the year before and a return to the postseason. With July 1st now just days away, Noodles, which of these two teams do you think should be more aggressive come the offseason?
I think the Ottawa Senators, Gino, should be more aggressive because if you take a look at I call it the spine of their team, their progression is a little bit farther ahead as far as age and years in the league for the Ottawa Senators, where the Montreal Canadiens have the luxury where the younger spine of their team, the Hudsons, guys like that, even Caulfield, Suzuki, Demidov, Slavkovsky, those guys are still newer in the league. So I think the progression for the Ottawa Senators is farther ahead. So they should be a little bit more aggressive, where the Montreal Canadiens can still call for, we'll call it internal improvement, because we still haven't seen the best of their young players. They're just scratching the surface.
Okay, so you're calling on the Sens to bolster their roster this offseason. Let's take it one step further then. What's the one move you believe should be their number one priority going into this offseason?
I think they need a bona fide goal scorer, somebody who gets an opportunity and can put the puck in the net. Somebody like a Brock Besser. Now, I'm not sure if the term and the money, or even if he would choose to go there, but somebody who is a bona fide scorer. The Ottawa Senators were one of the worst in the National Hockey League at 5-on-5 scoring last year. They've got talent. They've got certainly high-end playmakers, but they need finishers. So that should be the number one priority for a guy who can play in your top six and maybe develop some chemistry with Tim Stützle, guys like Drake Batherson who move the puck very well. They need bona fide finishers. Maybe one guy at least that can play in your top six.
Okay, what about Montreal? I know you say the Habs need to preach patience to their fan base, but give us one area that would make sense for them to pursue on the free agent market or via trade.
Well, I think it's down the center ice position. You know, you've got your number one center in Nick Suzuki. Jake Evans is either going to be your 3 or 4. The biggest, as I talked about internal improvements, how about the health of Kirby Dach? That's the biggest question mark. A big 6'4" right shot centerman, a guy who can be a difference maker, but he's ran into the injury bug the last couple of years, so you really don't know what he is and if he can stay healthy. So if you can add depth down the middle ice, either a guy who can play the number 2 slot or the number 3 slot, where Dach and him could battle for that position, to me, that helps the whole organization. Again, it's more about the health of Kirby Dach. I do believe he is a second-tier centerman, a number 2, but he hasn't been healthy enough to prove that consistently. So if you bring in somebody at that healthy competition, they'll sort it out internally. But I think it's the health of Dach and bringing in somebody to add to your depth as well.
After getting back into the playoffs last season, the Habs and Sens have elevated the expectations for their fans. Now, the key is to keep that momentum moving forward.